everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Quee. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to kick off with the list as I always do. We've got the Twitter, follow us at Battle Rap Resume. We've got the Patreon as well, patreon.com/Battle Resume. Essentially everything on the YouTube channel goes into the Patreon first. If you want to give back, if you want to donate a little bit to the show, you want to help the running costs, you know, you want to help me sort of invest in the future of the show, just so to say, you want to pay for train tickets to events, you know, this is kind of all what it's going towards. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/, that's my other Patreon on my Metallica podcast. I've got so many on the go, /Battle Rap Resume. You can listen to episodes before they come out, all that good stuff. iTunes as well. If you leave us a review on iTunes, that'd be greatly appreciated. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Check out our Redbubble shop. Get yourself a Battle Resume mug or a sticker or a t-shirt or a vinyl or, you know, whatever. There's lots and lots of good stuff on here. But, yeah, today I'm very excited to get into the topic, and I'm very excited to have my guest, you know, returning guest, Yardman. How's it going, man?
I'm alright, as usual.
And I'll just say beforehand, I mean, obviously I had you on for the fan cast, and it was awesome to have you on, man. How did you find the reaction to it?
No, it was good. I mean, it's funny because I didn't initially send it to my mom, and my mom actually like messaged me about that, said, "Oh, it was a great interview." So it was kind of funny.
Yeah, right.
You know, like a lot of people. Yeah, it was a cool experience.
Yeah.
You know.
And, I mean, obviously check out our episode because we go in depth on, you know, your own sort of battle rap story and stuff. But I guess for people who are listening to this for the first time, experiencing yourself, you are Jamaica's #1 / maybe only UK battle rap vlogger, right?
Yep. I'm gonna hold on to that title for as long as I can. I'm gonna hold on to that because I'm sure everyone else is just gonna imitate. So yeah, I'm gonna be alright.
And the episode today, which is actually an episode that you brought me the idea on, I think it's a great idea. We're going to be looking at the top 10, in our opinion, or just 10, I guess, you know, 10 we want to speak about, minor battle rap leagues. And in a sense, that means, you know, not Don't Flop, not URL, not King of the Dot. There are hundreds of leagues out there. We've got 10 to speak about today. We're going to sort of discuss, you know, broadly what their styles are, the best battles, that sort of stuff. But I mean, talk to me first of all about the idea of leagues in battle rap. It's kind of crazy, isn't it, how many there are?
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's kind of funny because it's just the other day I actually found out about Battlerapresume. You know, I didn't even know about it, and then I watched the Thesaurus versus Reverse Live.
Oh yeah,
and it was fire. Like. I mean, it's the kind of battle that you would have expected at King of the Dot, but it didn't happen there.
Yeah.
So, you know, to see it on this league and to see how well, you know, I mean, it's anyone could look at that and think, you know what, this is a classic. You know, if you told me, Thesaurus won or Reverse Live won, like, it wouldn't matter to me because they both did so well. It was just fun to watch and a lot of replay value behind it. So, yeah, so the idea of, you know, the amount of leagues, you know, you have like your Black Ice Cartels, you have Trap House.
Yeah.
I can't remember. And there's so many, and some of them with the, you know, the small room vibe. And I feel like the small room vibe, those kind of people tend to be more respectful of the bars, and they try to, you know, accommodate the MC to let them, even if they're like choking, they will literally say, you know what, now. Give the man a chance. You know, you will hear even the opponent be like, "Yo, hold it down." You know, and that's a good show of respect. And you know, it's really cool to see that, you know, from the leagues that aren't necessarily, you know, the big three. You know,
Yeah, completely. I mean, we are going to be looking at kind of, you know, minor leagues is the title, but a lot of these leagues, you mentioned Black Ice, which is one we're going to speak about. People are going to be aware of these. You know, we're not going to dip into like Indonesia's Battle League or
oh my god,
you know,
I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Like I know, I heard about the Philippines.
Yeah.
Disaster.
Top, yeah.
Because I remember Disaster battled this dude. I can't remember.
Looney
name,
it was. Looney, yeah.
What was it?
Looney, his name is.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'd have to search for that again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's So you know, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I just, you know, guess what just occurred to me? It just occurred to me, base mentality.
Yes.
That one. I mean, and then of course, again, I remember it because of Disaster again.
He's the. I mean, yeah. I'm just looking through here. Nigeria, they have a battle league, WRGO.
Really?
Yeah, WRGO. Norway, of course. Pakistan has a league called the They See Battle League. So you know, they're a fucking crazy.
Okay, so now we're just gonna have to go through that in our next episode.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like I've never. Nigeria, Pakistan.
Yeah. There's
and Indonesia.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is insane. I've got a video early on the Battle Rap Resume channel that I want people to go and watch called Around the World in 28 Battle Rap Leagues, where basically I just put a little clip from these leagues. And I did a part 2 as well. I think all in all, there's about 40 countries represented. I mean, most of these leagues we're going to go through today are inevitably, you know, either UK-based or American-based to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are so many. And, I mean, let's get stuck in. So the first league I want to talk about, Yardman, and I know it's a league that you're a fan of as well, RBE.
Oh man, yes, yeah. Oh god, like yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I can't believe we started with that first. Like I thought that's like one, you know, that was early, you know. You got one of them heavy punches early.
Yeah. I mean, like no real specific order here. We're just going to sort of talk about it. And I thought this would be a good one to start off on. You know, just a few stats about RBE just before we get started. Started in September 10th, 2013. So they haven't been around that long. They've got 69,000 subscribers. 14 million views they've got. And I don't know about you, the thing about RBE that I really like is it's kind of taking that URL street aesthetic, but it's stripping it down a little bit. You know, there's not as much kind of crowd gas, there's not as much events going on, but it's still got the huge battlers like your big cannons, JCs, and you know, I mean, you just mentioned to me before we went on air, Craig Lamar versus JC.
Oh my god, yeah!
What a battle!
I mean, it's so like, you know, it's weird to me because every time I see Craig Lamar in a battle, like you could say, okay, maybe he lost, but by how much? You know what I mean? Like that's how entertaining he is, and the Craig Lamar JC back and forth was fun to watch. Him versus Big Cannon was also one that was fun to watch as well. So, and you know, and that's what I like about RBE. I feel like RBE just strips away the drama. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it just takes away the drama from it. Just okay, here's your battle, here you go. You know, like, that's what people want. They're like, yeah, none of that extra. You know, just give us a battle. We'll do fine with that.
Yeah, and I mean, like a common thing in leagues is the league owner. I've got a lot of respect for ARP as well.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I try to mention him as often as possible. Like you don't even understand, it's ridiculous. Like every time I'm like, hey, it's ARP, yo, your breakdowns are, and his breakdowns are really cool to see because he'll go into some of the politics, but just on like the business aspect of it, and then go back to, you know, like crowds and venues, and like he just has a good grasp for the culture, and you know, that's what I mean. You have to respect that, you know.
And you know, RB as well. They have a few sound effects. They have the horn. They have like that far off like doom sound.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
like when a bar hits. And you know, they have like most of all, they have fucking classic battles. Like you know, we mentioned you know, I mean, Big Cannon versus JC is incredible. JC versus Craig Lamar. I fucking love Chilla Jones versus Danny Myers as well.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah. Now you know what's crazy? Like Chilla Jones in that battle, he was swinging. Like he was swinging for the fences, but then Danny Myers hit him, and it just felt like, okay, so you hit him with a missile, and then he hit you with a nuke. Yeah. You know, that's not honestly. That's what it felt like. Like. I mean, I remember watching it, and I remember watching every round, and Chilla Jones' rounds were like, I could not listen and say, oh, this was filler. Like, Chilla Jones was actually really pouring it on in all of his rounds. But then Danny Myers just, and maybe part of that is because Danny Myers went second, and of course, you know, when someone has that, if they punch heavy and they go second, it sounds much louder than everything else. Like, for example, Head Ice Big K. I mean, I know we try not to go too much back into the KOTDs, but I had to use this example because, you know, Big K is that dangerous guy. You can't put him second. Like, he already punches, you know, very heavily. So to put him second is kind of crazy. And it's the same thing with Danny Myers in that battle against Chilla. But yeah, that trust me, I didn't watch it before this episode, but I plan to. I plan to go back and watch that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean RBE, like, you know, I just they haven't got that many battles. They aren't like the most active league. Like they're still doing, you know, they just had Big K versus JC recently, so they've still got some stuff going for them. I guess one of the gripes, if you're going to be negative, they don't have that much homegrown talent. Like, you know, it's mostly URL guys that sort of battle on RBE, which is fine. I mean, Show Off's there, Heavy Half. You know, they have a few there who gyms, I guess to a certain extent, kind of thing. But they did that. I don't know if you saw the Team Hummy versus Writers Block card. I love that they did that crew v crew event. Yeah,
that was unique. It was unique because it had, you know, I mean, it showed you, you know, like, okay, who is Team Hummy really? Like, who's in Team Hummy? You know, who are the members? Is it, you know? Because, you know, a lot of people tend to know about, you know, okay, you know, you got your Cortez, you got your Swift Severs, you know, and I think it just gave everybody an opportunity to learn about, you know, who else is there and, you know, why do they deserve to be in the crew, you know? So, yeah, that was actually a very unique touch on RB's part for sure.
And I don't know if you've seen RB, they've announced their next event.
The writer.
Oh my God, what a card!
Yes, it is. Yeah, I remember seeing the what was it? The trailer where Danger Zone. I think Danger Zone was the first one talking.
Yeah.
And then they have like, which one is the one that really pulled my attention? I think it was QP versus Craig
Lamar. Yeah, that's my one as well.
That's going to be so insane. That's going to be. I mean, because the thing is, and it sort of makes me a little bit disappointed. And I mean, again, you know, this is going to be a random topic, but because I remember when he battled Daylight, and I just really wish that Daylight took him seriously, because I felt like, you know, QP is a guy that battled Soulcon. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, like he battled Soulcon, and I'm thinking, okay, you should probably take that guy seriously. Come on, why are you dressed like a crip in a box? You know, you get me?
Yeah, I remember.
It was just kind of ridiculous. But QP versus Craig Lamar, I feel like, especially because of the RBE vibe, it's not going to be any. I mean, there are going to be jokes, but it's going to be about bars. So, you know. So, yeah.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to spend too long on RB, but yeah, that card is crazy. Mr. Mills versus Chilla Jones is a pretty cool matchup. Born versus B Magic is a fucking dope matchup. It's great to see B Magic back. And Danger versus Cannon. But what's your league? What's a minor one for you, Yardman?
Let's go with Shots Fired. They had Max Taylor versus YD, and you know, shout out to Max Taylor because he actually tweeted me about the battle, and then I watched it. It was actually a title match at Shots Fired League, and you know, just watching it, you know, I just felt like, okay, I've never heard of Shots Fired before, so I was really, you know, just kind of getting a lay of the land and whatnot. And then I sat down and watched, you know, 3 rounds of it, just, you know, as I usually do, try to give it the first watch and then watch it again to actually count the punches and so on. And, you know, it's as usual, controversial decision, because he has this slogan called fake gun bars. And I mean, it's really funny to see him do it. Like, I think he had this 3rd round to me that was just really, really fun, where like he said something about, you know, we were using, you know, the pencils to turn the tapes back, you know, like some of those like gritty, you know, oh my God, if you're not born in the 80s, you don't know about that life, you know, you know, so he just had those lines that to me, it just, I don't know, it's just sort of like that championship, you know, caliber where you're like, okay, this is a round stealing battle, you know what I mean? And in the end, you know, they ended up saying, okay, you know, we went with YD, even though YD in terms of the first, he did well in the first, he did well in the third. I felt his weakest round was the 2nd round, but I just felt like Max Taylor did a little bit more in the 3rd. So I'd really have to look back at that battle again just to kind of, you know, give you the exact lines that really stood out from either side.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, shots fired. You know, when you mentioned this to me when we were talking before the episode, and I wasn't really aware of this league. It's a San Diego league.
Yeah.
You know, they've got 82,000 views, 600 subscribers. So you know, they're not doing too big. They recently had Gotti versus Mad Flex though, which is crazy battle.
I think I reviewed that while I was on the road.
Right.
I think I reviewed it while I was on the road, and what I liked about that battle, it's like Geechee. You know, typically, let's say you went into this battle like, oh, I hate street battles, right? Like, let's just say, for argument's sake, you would leave this battle like, okay, I hate street battles, but what he just did was fire. Like, I can't, like, how can I hate this? This is actually fun. Like, what he did with, like, that line that I always go back to where he was like, you know, you can hold it this way and you can hold it this way, but you can do anything as long as you pop in, you know? And it's so clever and simple, you know?
Yeah.
You know, and that's one of the things that he does very well. You know, he mixes simplicity. Like, he said, oh, you know, these little kids, they don't know their daddy. They try to hide from it. That last dude that met his pops, he died from it. I'm like, yo. And it's simple, but you still get the point. You know. So it's like his ability to really. I think that's how he was able to kind of steal the crowd from Mad Flex. And you know, not to downplay what Mad Flex was doing, but I felt like in terms of the love that Geechee was able to pull from the crowd, he definitely edged him. You know, all in terms of the rounds up right there.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a league I've got to explore a bit more. I like the fact they've had that title match. I haven't actually seen it, but it's quite, you know, it shows a lot that they've got talent there, that they can actually have a title match and, you know, have that put on the line. So yeah, shots fired. Interesting. I again urge everyone to check this league out. Next league I want to talk about, league that very close to my heart. Lots of classic battles on this league. Black Ice.
Oh yeah! Wow! Yeah, again another heavy.
Yeah.
That guy is no. I mean, you know, it's crazy to me because honestly, like, when I like a league, I would literally like mention, you know, like the league owner and be like, hey, like seriously, I'll tweet your stuff everywhere because I like your battles that much. You know, I mean, letting them know, listen, you have fans from Jamaica. You know, even if it's just me. You know. I mean, seriously, the black. I mean, I like how you know, again, the idea of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, people can always be like, oh, King of the Dot, them white boys is corny. You know, right. You know, like that's what some people's, you know, perception of certain leagues are. And then you're like, okay, well, come to Black Ice Cartel. I mean, those dudes ain't geeky, right? You know, you go over there, you still get your street aesthetic, right? And the guys really go in over there. You know, I think one of my favorite battles there was QP versus JC.
Oh, the cage.
Yeah, that was. I can't even describe that one. Like, I can't. You know, it's both of them, you know, just exchanging words, and it's just fun to watch. You know, and it's something I was saying to a lot of people. JC is the god of subtle haymakers. You know, he'll drop a line that it's not outright a haymaker. Like, for example, he's like, you know, there's monsters inside of these small rounds. You just gotta catch them all. I'm like, really? Really, fam? Like, and it's like, it still lands like a haymaker, even though it's very subtle. Like, it's magic. That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's magic because no one, like, when someone else does a punchline, it's just a straight up, like, punchline. Like a straight up bomb. You know it's coming. You know, but with him, it's just like, okay, fires a shot, and then it takes out an entire, like, block. You're like, oh, that was supposed to be a bullet. It's an atomic bomb.
It's like when he says, you've been in your bag, now get in mine. Like, it's just like, what the fuck?
Or one of Rap Grid's favorites, this would, again, shout to direct now, right? One of the lines that he mentioned was, that machine behind you is not great promotion. You know, like, the subtlety behind that, because of course he's talking about, you know, having a gun behind you. So he say, yo, that machine behind you is not great promotion.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
Fire. He's what's he say? Like he says something about like let the bird go, like Moses trying to find land after the flood, or so. He says something like crazy like that. I remember him saying that. I was like spat my food. I was like, that's just like so left field. But yeah, Black Ice. I mean, one of the reasons I love Black Ice as well is John Doe, the guy who edits it. The sound effects he puts in.
Yeah. Yes. I remember seeing like just the way that I think I get. Let me go to another favorite of mine, Lotta Zay versus C3. That battle was so fun to watch because like he did this weird thing where he started hitting on her in a way and it was so funny to watch it. Like, oh my god, you really are hitting on this dyke, aren't you? I mean, like it was so funny because the way he did it was just like, okay, we did not expect that, sir, but the way he did it though, it was funny. It was really funny because that was one of Lotta Zay's really good battles at Black Ice. That was one of his better showings. Because again, I guess the only other place that I remember seeing him was on a league that's probably in this list. But yeah.
And sometimes, I mean, with the sound effects, it's not just sirens. Sometimes I think QP says a line about having drive, and you hear like an engine like revving behind his bars. Sometimes you hear like a Gatling gun being reloaded and like a clip echoing off the floor. Like it's really imaginative.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think that it's a similar thing with RBE, but there's something very dramatic and cinematic about the way they do it at Black Ice. Yeah. Wait, was DNA versus Danger Zone a Black Ice one?
I think so. Let me just have a check. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's kind of hard to remember where DNA battles all the time, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the guy
everywhere.
I'll assume yes, but yes, they were. Yeah, I've just seen it on the homepage.
Yeah. No, and you know what made that battle funny? That line where he was like, "Man, you had to battle your stomach to get your tooth back." You know, that's him taking a shot at DNA for having the gap. And just that was one of the most creative lines I've heard that used against DNA. To say, it's like, man, somebody punched your teeth in your stomach. And you had to battle your belly just to get your tooth back. It just had that, wow, okay, somebody did that. Somebody said that to you. All right.
and there's so many good battles on here. I mean, Jonai battled early. He battled Kid Class on Black Ice, which is a really good
I didn't
battle.
know that.
Yeah. One of his earliest battles is actually on this league. Chiller versus Young Cannon, where Young Cannon has one of the best lines ever about Chiller's style, where he's like, why go overheads when the kill shot's between the eyes? Which is just fucking heavy. Arsenal versus QP, B Magic versus Danger.
Alright, hold on. Let's talk about QP versus Arsenal. And this is something that's rather clean paper. Let's be, you know what I mean? Because we had a mirror match with the QP versus QP. It was the weirdest thing ever. And that was still fun to watch too. But with clean paper versus Arsenal, I'll never forget this. He had this line where he starts his second round and he is walking through the crowd, pushing people aside, looking around, literally like he's trying to search for something, like literally just walking, and people are like, yo, what you looking for, Q? And he's like, I'm looking for the nigga he was talking to. I'm like, fam. For him to have been able to do that, it was so funny. It kind of, it's weird because I'm thinking this guy had, as far as I'm concerned, he didn't lose to Arsenal and Arsenal didn't lose to him. It was just, again, one of those back and forths with just, when Arsenal was funny, he was funny. First round, I can't call. Second round, I can't call. Overall, just absolute, one of my favorite battles at Black Ice for sure. Like that, in fact, that might have been the first one I watched. That might have been the first one I watched.
All right. Yeah. I think a lot of people actually. I know that got a lot of play, and you get like Chiller versus QP is another fucking great battle from that. But we move on. We've got many leagues to get through. What's your next league, man?
Gift of the Gab.
Right.
Gift of the Gab with Rivers and Dialect.
Oh.
I can't remember all of the lines, but of course, Dialect has a grime round, and and what was excellent about this battle is that Dialect had this third round where it sounded like he was going into grime, but he started slowing down. You know, something that a lot of people don't see as often from him. Like, because a lot of times they're like, man, I can't deal with this double time thing. I don't know what he's saying. He literally starts going into flash speed, right? Yeah, I can't follow that. But then he slows it down in the third, and actually all of the lines are still relevant. I just thought, yo, that showed that he had control, you know, that he was able to, you know, make adjustments, you know, to the style that he normally uses. So I thought that was really cool. And I mean, Rivers was just, I mean, he had that, I don't even know what, there's this quality that Rivers has where he says, I'm trying to remember what he said. He said something about like sticking, man, I can't remember exactly what he said.
Right.
But he said something about like basically, you know, like cutting out part of your face, putting it in a box, and I gave it to you. Now that's the gift of the gab. You know, like just something along those lines. Like that was one of the opening lines he used. I was just like, okay, it's not gonna get less dope than that. You know, he's gonna keep going. You know.
Yeah.
Now, like, Rivers has that really dope, imaginative style, and it's still gritty and still, you know, it still appeals to that, you know, gift of the gab crowd. Where, wait, I'm thinking that was it Norbs that was at that event?
I believe he was. Yeah, he's kind of
It's weird because it's kind of I wouldn't say. Well, Gift of the Gab is the UK URL, but it's, you know, it's sort of, you know, I mean, in terms of that, you know, bit, because I mean, from what I remember, was this the league that Scoop started on?
Yeah, well, Scoops technically started on Battle of the Brave, the one-off.
Right,
event,
yeah,
but
right.
This is where he kind of made his bones before moving to Don't Flop, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I need to actually watch a Scoop battle at Gift of the Gab because I don't think I've seen.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen any Scoop battles at Gift of the Gab, so I definitely want to watch that. And then another, I can't remember who Shocks battled at Gift of the Gab, but I mean,
Gizmo.
It is Shocks, so it's gonna be dope.
Oh yeah.
You know, because he always had like, I'll never forget this line. It's either Kill Him with the Pros or it's Indiana Jones. Man up, break in your temple and use the whip to escape.
Yeah,
like,
that's Tony. Oh my god.
Like when he said that, I had to leave my PC. I had to walk outside and find like serenity. Like, I'm just like, no, fam, I can't do this. I can't. Like, you can't take too many of those. You have to give yourself time. You have to. Really have to.
I know. I mean, talk to me about Gift of the Gab more widely. Like, are you just a big fan of kind of what it's about?
No. Well, I think what I like about them, for me personally, is just that I've never really seen a lackluster battle over there. Mm-hmm. You know, whoever is, and it's kind of weird because you had sort of a mix of the Don't Flop guys versus the Gift of the Gab guys, and it was really a clash of styles that was really entertaining to see. And I think for me, the only issue I may have with them is frequency. You know, because you know, they're really dope, and I really want to see, you know, more of their battles and, you know, more of their personalities, you know. So that's something that my only criticism rather of their league would be, you know, more, you know, just a little bit more battles, and yeah.
Mm-hmm,
so
yeah, no, good choice. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of sort of our UK listeners obviously be quite widely aware of Gift of the Gab, but they just had an event actually. Unfortunately, a few battles didn't go down. Shocks was meant to battle Briz Rawstein, and
wait, hold up. Was it supposed to happen at Gift of the Gab?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. And you know, that's weird because I was just thinking, man, that's a battle that I've always wanted to see. So wait, was that cancelled?
Yeah, there was some sort of Briz couldn't get over, or I don't quite, you know what the internationals are like.
So yeah. Okay. So remember the point I made earlier? Like, I need to have my league. Come to Jamaica, fam. They're not going to turn your back, I promise. Give me a league. Give me my own battle league, I promise you. Guys, Briz and Shocks will happen in Jamaica. Come on, fam. Show me some love, fam. For real. Like, I have every intention of doing this. I'm not just saying this, you know, just to be funny. Like, you know, because that's sort of, you know, one of the main issues that plague battle rap. You know, the whole, you know, people can't come over into the UK, people can't get over into the US, people can't get to Canada. Wait, just a question. What was the reason why we had? Because we were supposed to have Swave 7 versus Gemini, right?
Yeah, Swave came over. Gemini had like a leg problem. I think he like injured himself or something, so he just couldn't attend the event, sadly.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought that was another. Okay.
No, Swave was there. Yeah, Swave.
Okay. Okay. No, because I was wondering if that was another, one of those, international issues as well.
No.
Right.
I was there at the 8th birthday pre-party, and I'll never forget. We're all in this room watching battles in this tight little room. The door opens, and Swave came in while the battle was happening. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's Swave 7." He's just watching the battle. But then every now and then during the battle, he'd just say quite loudly, "Where the weed at?" And he would just sort of say, and it's Swave, so.
Yeah, Swave he's hilarious, man. He's hilarious.
Yeah. So my next choice is again a choice people might be familiar with. I've got to give a lot of respect to NoCourse, who are holding it down for the Midwest division.
You know what's crazy? I think it was because of you that I found out about NoCourse.
Oh,
because
right.
I don't think from what I remember, I don't remember hearing about them.
Mm-hmm.
I really, and it's. I can't remember what battles they had over there. I just need to look a little bit. Yeah, I remember just when I saw it in the list, I was like, wait, what? There's a NoCourse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's it's kind of a.
Oh my god. Okay. I am literally looking at what was it? It's a trailer or whatever,
mm-hmm.
but copyright versus reverse live.
Yeah.
I remember, for anybody that probably watched Don't Flop, I remember being hyped about copyright versus Tenchu,
mm-hmm.
Because Tenchu is a legend, Tenchu is a legend. I remember him and, my brain isn't working, Tenchu and Lego against Awkwards and Disaster. Man, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just remember saying, okay, Tenchu and Lego won. I didn't care. No matter how dope the other side was, I'm like, nah, they're getting cloned. They're getting cloned. Like, it was crazy to watch. Well, man, yeah, I didn't know about NoCourse. Like, this is why I love Battle Rap Resume, right? Have to shout out Battle Rap Resume because, I learn about things like this. I never heard about NoCourse.
Yeah. I'd actually never heard of Duffy and Leave until you mentioned them, which we'll get onto shortly. So, there's so much, as we say, to get into. And NoCourse, I should say, they kind of represent multiple areas of the Midwest: Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City, Columbia, that sort of stuff. There's not that many kind of known names. They've got XQZ's one of their big names, Breakneck as well, who's obviously, key in running it as well. They've had some great battles. Fresco and Cadillac Ron, freestyle on beat battles, really, really good. They had Saurus versus Sid Vicious out there. But I just wanted to bring them to people's attention, really, because some people like yourself might not be too aware of them. They've got a lot of battles. Like, they've been going, pretty solidly for like 8 years now. So, all respect to NoCourse,
Yeah, I didn't even, 8 years. I didn't know. Like, I've heard of so many, even Trap House and everything else, but never heard of NoCourse.
Yeah, well, I'm
thinking, wait, I'm trying to remember, is that the league where E. Farrell battled B Magic?
That's right, yeah, that was the most recent battle. Yeah.
And B Magic was so funny.
Oh, he was great in that. He was
like B Magic, and you know what's funny when you can see somebody change their tonality in mid battle. That usual style they come with, and then you hear them doing something ridiculous, and I'm like, what is B Magic doing? And it's just funny, and it still works. It still worked for him. Like that. What he did against I think the only thing was that E Farrell's execution wasn't as crisp as it needed to be in order to beat B Magic, because B Magic didn't really have any stumbles at all, and he was just comfortable, owning the crowd a little bit. So I'd have to go with B Magic on that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, as I say, props to NoCourse. They've got 6,000 subscribers, 1.5 million views. They've had, they have a lot of the big guests on there, like you mentioned, Reverse Live, Copyright. Carter Deems has been over there multiple times as well, and, they've been doing big things. Madness, I think, went over there. So, shout out to NoCourse. Your next league, Yardman.
Well, since we mentioned
yeah.
We're gonna talk about Duffy and Leave. Like one of the first things I really love about Duffy and Leave is the intro song. Like the song really pulls you into the league.
Yeah.
You know, you're like Duffy and Leave, Duffy and Leave. It's just, you know, you're hearing this high pitched white man saying Duffy and Leave, and you're like, he's not even. It's like the inner Jamaican is so proud. You know, it's so proud. They're like, yes, fam, represent. Like, do that. Right? And then, you know, my I think I don't remember if this was my first, but the one that I really liked was Venoms versus Darks. I think they both spell their name. Well, Venom spells his name with like a Z at the end, and Darks does the same. But like when you look at, you know, Venom's delivery, you know, I mean, he looks like literally like this geeky white boy, right? And his energy is just so insane. It's almost like listening to Zen. It's just madness. Like his energy, you hear him looking at this man like he doesn't respect him at all. And I'm like, but look at this. You know, it's just the complete contrast between the less imposing guy, but the way that he sounds is just like, yeah, you can't mess with me on a mic ever. You know, you can't talk to me. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, we should emphasize Duffy and League. It's an on-beat sort of grime league that I like. Literally, it's from the UK. I had no clue. Like you put this my way, I was a bit like, okay. And it's got a few of the Words of Weapon guys on there, Mr. Flow, FOS. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, and I think P Soldier was over there against Ripsaw.
Oh right, shit. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember who else I saw over there that just I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but man, I mean, and then recently I discovered that they actually started going into the acapella battle rap format.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, I can't remember which battle it was, but this guy, in other words, just watching it made me think, okay, if this continues, you know, there's hope, even if, you know, we don't have any more Don't Flop. I'm just saying, you know, you know, it sounds really promising over there. They have the on-beat thing that they've been doing for the longest while, and you know, I mean, just recently I'm seeing the acapella format. So to see that they're actually having, you know, talent over there that, you know, you haven't heard necessarily from either. I mean, some of the guys are from WAW, but they still have their, you know, the younger people coming up and, you know, things like that. So some of the people may not necessarily be, like, in terms of skill level, like a lot of them aren't as, you know, really up there, like say a Dialect or a P Soldier. But the ones who are, like the ones that are really skillful, when you watch those, you're like, yeah, you have the most fun, you know, because some people that they stroke, because remember, this is grime, so the BPM is up there. So being able to stay on beat for that is not, it's not an easy feat. It's not something easily accomplished by anybody. So to be able to do that and to have that high energy and to be able to diss your opponent at the same time, I mean, it's just a lot of work to do. And the guys that are able to do it well, that's why I had such respect for Venoms, because you saw when he just started out, and then you keep seeing him in more clashes, and he gets better every time, you know? Yeah,
definitely. And you know, they've got 248 subscribers, which is criminal, really. They've been around just over a year. So everyone listening, go check out Duffy and Leave if you're looking for some on-beat clashes, some UK on-beat clashes. They've got tons on there, like Yardman was saying. You know, P Soldier and FOS has gone out, but they've got some interesting talent as well coming up. And yeah, just enlightening kind of to see that. So my next choice is another league that people are going to be no real surprise that I'm mentioning this league. This is iBattle. You know, who have gone through a hell of a lot, really, and, you know, kind of like, I believe the league was owned by someone else, and it was bought out by Lex recently, and they've been having a crazy revival, you know, the current talent they're sort of bringing through, but, you know, back in the day as well, I remember they had Saurus versus Nestle, which was my sort of first introduction to that, which is an absolutely incredible battle. Like, I don't know if you've seen that one, it's so good, but now they kind of got more of that kind of, you know, very rightly aggressive stuff. They've got people like Bangs there, they've got Red Flag, Dale Denton, Excel, Dago DeVarlo, who's one of my all-time favourite battlers, is on there. Are you aware of iBattle much?
I mean, I guess what I had a problem with was sorting through, which would be the standout battle for me to watch.
Yeah.
Because you had some guys where I'm like, heard this before, heard that before, So I wanted to, maybe, and then maybe that would be, something that I would probably learn from you, like, because if I had to pick out iBattle, mind you, I did see one, I think there's this female battle that I watched on iBattle. Was it Dina Brass? I think.
Oh yeah, she's white, isn't she?
Yeah,
kind of like a hipster kind of thing.
But she was like, apart from the second round choke, like when she went in on whoever, I can't remember. Let me, what am I doing? I'm gonna look.
Dina Brass, she was on there a few years. She battled To Wavy apparently. I haven't actually seen that battle, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? This is what I love about the battle, right? So I remember watching it and I'm thinking, this girl is there smiling and laughing, and you're thinking, okay, like she's handling this very well, and then she starts going in, and you're like, oh my god, you're a monster. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're actually winning, But again, apart from the second round choke, because I think there was a line that she couldn't remember, and then she had to. I mean, it's you know how it goes. Like when you choke, you try to take some time to recover, but hers took a little too long. So by the time she's hit her stride again, technically, you can't really win the round like that. So, but it was a good. My first female, battle to see on a league that isn't QOTR.
Yeah, and I like what iBattle are doing. Like like Lex, who runs iBattle, came up with a genius social media thing that I still think about it today. They had the whole card for this 2-day event, and the whole thing was, here's a thread, and we'll release each battle, as in let you know who's battling, every 50 comments we get on the thread. So it keeps the thread active. People start sharing it. It gets traction on Facebook.
Oh, that's genius.
Yeah, isn't it?
That really is, because then you're one. I mean, from a social media perspective, that's. I mean, it's a no-brainer. When you do that, people are gonna be like, really? I want to see this battle now.
Yeah.
They will get that thing to 1,000 in no time. That's a great tactic.
And as I mentioned before, I've always got to mention this guy, Dago Davalo, who is maybe my favourite battler. I'm not sure. He's definitely up there as one of my favourite. Have you checked him out, by the way? I have to send you some of his battles.
I mean, I'd have to learn. Well, first of all, I'll need to spell his name properly and then find him.
I will send you some of his battles. He has had some brilliant.
For sure.
He's had some brilliant.
I mean,
battles.
If you recommend him, clearly I have to watch. It has to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, Dago, I'm going to get back on the show recently. I don't know what ages ago. We got lots of battles to go through. But yeah, iBattle, as everyone knows, is a crazy, crazy league. So, what's your next league, man?
Well, going a little bit international again, we're gonna look at wait. What did I mention already?
We've done Shots Fired, Duffy and Leave, and Gift of the Gab.
So wait, Shots Fired, Duffy and Leave, Gift of the Gab.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess my next one would be UKBL.
Right. Okay.
UKBL, shout out to Koji. I mentioned him on Twitter, and like he probably thought I was in the UK. Because he's like, I hope to see you at an event, and I'm like, man, I'd have to fly out. But no, shout out to him for real, because I mean, I think the first battle I saw was actually him versus Tony D.
Oh really? That was your first Koji battle? That's crazy.
Yeah, and listen, when I saw it, I'm like, yes, Koji won. Like, it was a well-deserved victory. I mean, it was really good. Like, I mean, Tony D wasn't, he wasn't poor in the battle by any means, because he always has good writing, good performance, being able to be his charismatic self. So I mean, he is DF champion material. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I feel like some of the things that a lot of people have not been able to do against Tony D is to really, I guess, sort of, really attack him and get on his case. Another person that I saw that did that was actually Respect BA. Respect BA, I just can't remember the lines that he used, but Respect BA, I mean, I remember watching interview with you, and that's when I learned that he battled Immaculate.
Yeah.
And what a robbery was that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I remember watching the result, and then they're like, and Immaculate. I'm like, wait, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
What battle did I just watch? Because I just saw him get 3-0'd. What just happened? You know, there wasn't a single round that I would give to Ilmac, and it's not because Ilmac isn't dope. It's just that it's kind of like seeing what Arsenal did to Cortez, and then you still said, hey, Cortez, you winner. No. No, he got bodied. What are you talking about? He's not even there. He's a ghost, right? For those of you who watch Full Metal Alchemist, he is the soul that's trapped in the armor. Like there's no more Alphonse. It's just he's in the armor. That's it.
Oh man. I mean UKBL as well. For like they've done one event. I was actually at their Manchester event the other week. I'm uploading the interviews at the moment that I spoke to Koj and everyone else. So they're still gaining their footing. But I mean visually it's quite a cool league, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean I think I'm trying. I don't remember. Let me just look at. Let me try and find. Just to give myself right. So there's. Juan and Pedro, right?
Yes.
Then you had the one I mentioned before, Tony D versus Koji, O'Shea versus Krakow. I mean, I remember watching a piece of O'Shea versus Krakow, and I thought the only problem I had was Krakow really, because I mean he's really good. Like I know when he's giving a flawless performance, but unfortunately in this battle he had his stumbles. So, I mean, other than that, I mean, Krakow really shows up anytime that he's battling anybody. And I think the battle that I actually wanted to highlight was, Villain versus Rivers. And man, Rivers, wow.
Oh.
Rivers went in and said something like, he's like, in this battle, I'm going to be cooking like Villain in the sun. like his ability to just, create that dramatic effect, I mean, the setup before that is what made that punchline stand out the way that it did. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to look. Oh, no, that's different. That's not UKBL.
Okay.
That's Don't Let the Label You.
That's another league.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's dope. Like, and it's funny because I watched it thinking, okay, Raptor's gonna kill Unanimous, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Raptor got smoked. I was surprised. I mean, pleasantly surprised because Unanimous really did a good job. And I mean, a lot of people like to hate on him, which I mean, it's the character he created for himself, So you are gonna hate him, but I mean, what he did in that battle was really effective,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I don't know. Am I looking at this right? It's 6 videos.
That's right. That's all they've got.
15, with 15. Well, I mean, hey.
You got to start somewhere, but I mean, like, I think they thought they'd be doing more by now, because all these events went down in 2016. We're recording this episode in August 2017. They've had 5 uploads. It's not it's not the best place, but look, these things take time. So, shout out to UKBL every time, of course. I'll get to my final league. KOTR. It's got to be King of the Ronalds, really, as a minor league that people might not know. They don't you don't have the subscribers. They have an audience to a certain extent. You mentioned me before. You just saw JJC4 versus Blunt Ted, the Metal Gear Solid battle.
Yeah, like it was. Yeah, I remember seeing it. I think why I liked what happened was, it sort of was just excellent clickbait, Yeah. I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan, and I thought to myself, wow, if other leagues did something like that, it's kind of like when back in the day you would say like, what was it that Don't Flop used to do? They used to do this thing called, what was it, Beat Fighter?
Yes, yep.
Yeah, and they had that whole Street Fighter aesthetic to it, so. That was really cool, and what they did with this was the whole, they had the Metal Gear Solid tactical espionage, parody, and what I liked was how they edited it in the video, like when the fight was almost about to pop off, and you had the warning theme music from Metal Gear Solid. It's just like, oh, this is so appropriate for this situation, because the fight almost broke out like several times, and Mickey Worthless is there trying to calm both of them down, and he's being a typical Captain Jack Sparrow. I mean, you can see it. He's like, come on, man, come on, stop doing that, come on, man. He was really in that character. He's like, come on, nah, no need for that. Have some rum here. There you go.
But I mean, like, how do you I'm always interested when people, because obviously battle rap is an international thing. We watch these leagues all over the world. But as a Jamaican, when you're watching this British kind of craziness, like, is it just weird to you, or?
I mean, well, all right. I guess it depends on the league, because like for example, I'm trying to figure out how is the judging like done traditionally at King of the Ronalds? Because is it based on comedy?
No, I think it's based on everything as normal, but the actual judging, there's never any judges. The crowd are the judge, so they just get whoever cheers louder at the end.
Okay. I remember seeing that a couple of times.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my only thing with KOTR just might be, I guess I feel like maybe because I've gotten used to, like the kind of delivery that I get from, say, Gift of the Gab MCs, Don't Flop MCs, and any other leagues that I've seen, where I just feel like, I guess the delivery just hits me more, in terms of that, haymaker effect kind of thing. I just feel like, I guess KOTR feels a little light to me. I don't know if anyone else has that criticism. I don't know. But it's just, I guess, me being new to it, I guess I'd have to, I guess watch a few more battles and just kind of, figure out what I would actually like about it in terms of their atmosphere being a lot different than the other leagues that I've seen.
Yeah, they've just got a sort of, slightly more chaotic mayhem sort of level, not as focused on bars and pen game and just being a bit more kind of, the ramshackle nature of battle rap to a certain extent. But I love King of Ronalds. I think it's a fantastic league. I love what they're going for. I love how they continued despite people being very anti them to a certain extent, and they've really kind of built their own identity, their own roster.
Well, yeah, that's I mean, I guess that works in their favor to sort of be left field, because and it's kind of the reason why I, wanted to include like things like Duffy and Leave, because I look at it and I think a lot of people tend to be very, I don't really like on-beat battles, But then for me personally, I just think, okay, to me, the more you give to people, the better they're able to, sort through choices. I mean, you don't like on-beat battles? Well, here's an acapella format. Well, you don't like acapella? All right, fine. Here's 2-on-2s. Well, you don't like that? All right, here's freestyle. There you go. Pick. Like that. That's what I like. And so going back to that, that's something that, when you have a league that I guess has a different focus and different branding, it really works out for them in that regard. You know what I mean? So I definitely have to respect that, in spite of the fact that I am, sort of me warming up to whatever is going on at King of the Ronalds.
Yeah. I mean, it's an acquired taste, certainly. I get that. So we get to the final league. What's your top pick?
Well, I mean, I guess it would be the one. Well, I didn't want to say top, but I mean, I guess it's the one remaining. WAW, Words Are Weapons. And I'm trying to. Okay, I'm gonna say that this is the first battle I watched, even if it wasn't, right? Future versus Mr. Flow. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember. All I remember is like a line saying bro. And it's like, why you coming around with your head shaped like a dildo? I'm like, what? like all of these lines and all these syllables and all of that leading up to why is your head shaped like a dildo. Like, that's what I like about WAW. Like, just being able to make fun of these guys with these lines where you're like, wait, how did this happen? How did we get there? And I mean, both of them, like Mr. Flow and Future, they were both funny. They were both aggressive. It's really, I mean, to me, I mean, if you don't watch any other clash at WAW, you definitely should watch Future. And it's weird, right? Because when I talk about Future, right? I'm talking about the UK future. You know, I'm not talking about the American. You know,
right.
No disrespect to him, but you know, this is my favorite future.
Oh my god, how fucking good is Future? He's incredible.
No, he's just fire and so aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, it's just really fun to see him perform. Like I think a dream match I have is maybe him versus Bilzar or you know, him versus Zen. You know, just him against any one of those. You know, I mean, as long as it happens, that's all I want to see. You know, another one that was really good. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I remember because P Soldier recommended it to me. P Soldier versus Chronicle.
Yeah, classic.
First of all, I imitated it on Instagram, and everyone that followed me died. They died, like literally. So let me just do it for the benefit of the audience.
Please.
So it's like, your mom is a cat. No, hold on. Let me go again. Your mom is a slag and a true hog. She gangbang with a cat and 2 frogs, and it looks as if though you was genetically bred with a fucking giraffe and Snoop Dogg. You don't rip the street like that. You don't rob. You're not a thief like that. His mom got raped by a sheep and a donkey. How you think he got teeth like that? Listen. I remember doing 2 reaction videos to that same video, and I died both times. Both times, like it doesn't get less funny. Every time I hear it, I'm rolling like I heard it for the first time. First of all, I'm there like, what is it about? Like some people make a joke about it where it's like, okay, you know, people of mixed race, they tend to be very, you know, they make up for the lack of melanin. They have to make up for the darkness somewhere, so it has to come in their creativity. You know, just that the aggression and that anger and that. I mean, what was funny about it was he was looking in the camera like, listen, this is what's going to happen to you right now, and I'm like, okay, sir. And then of course P Soldier with the what was it again? He's like yo, walk with the stick like the youth Harry Potter, shot them a dagger. You know, like it was just funny to watch on you know, on both ends, you know. And I didn't know that. I think he said that was his first, like, was it his first battle or first clash?
One of them. I don't know if it was his first, but one early one definitely.
Yeah, well, I may be the first on that league, probably.
Yes, yeah, I think on that league, yeah.
Probably, but wow, I mean, it was fun. It was fun to see that. That was, I mean, I crack up every time. Like, I think Chronicles just his aggression, and he believes what he's saying. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the other thing. Like, he believes it. Like, this is what's going to happen. You know, that sense of urgency that he has is just it's classic.
Yeah. And I mean, like, big up Words of Weapons every single time. Like, you know, a great league. They got the sound quality so good on those clashes as well. They really made it feel live. Like, you know, Don't Flop, big up Keep It at 140. They tried, but sonically it's a bit flat, it's a bit squishy. Whereas I think Words of Weapons felt very vital.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? When I reflect on Keep It 140, I think the only 3 ones I really kept watching was Vigilant versus Zen, Dialect versus Raptor, and Peace Soldier versus Afghan Dan. And I think the reason why I watched those 3 over and over is because it had that Brucey versus Zen vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know, where it just felt, I mean, just, you know, just being able to have fun and being able to follow, you know, what each of them were saying. I remember my reaction to Zen versus Vigilant. I mean, I have a clip that I posted on my YouTube channel just so that people could see that reaction alone, because that's how funny it was. Like, I remember there was a line where Zen was like, oh no, you don't really want to swing. Why is your bottom lip bigger than your chin? You know? Listen, and after that, I just remembered screaming, "Murk him!" Like that's all I had. My vocabulary got reduced to the word "murk him." Like that's it. You know, murk him, done him, kill him.
I was lucky enough I actually went to 2 Words of Weapon events when I lived in Manchester, and just the atmosphere there, like, I've said this before on the show, like, I've never been to an event before where everyone's waiting for battles to happen, and in the crowd members are doing ciphers, like, just the atmosphere was just, everyone was just so, you know, going for it, and like, I think that's what's so good about Words of Weapons. I don't know what's happening with them now, they haven't uploaded a battle in years, but, you know, they've got loads of views, like, some of their battles are really popular on not many subscribers.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'll support, you know what I mean? Because honestly, I mean, part of it is because, it just, I don't know, they just have, as you said, the atmosphere. I mean, me watching it from, my laptop, I feel like I'm there. And I could only imagine how much doper it is to actually be at the event. I can only imagine, so I mean, shout out to Chronicle for the WAW, shout out to Code J for the UKBL,
Oh yeah.
Like that's I think that's one of the things that above everything else, I appreciate about the battle rap culture, just the environment, just just having that feeling of, people are really looking forward to it, and it doesn't feel like a drag, it doesn't feel like a chore, like people really are excited about it, and that's the best thing.
Mm-hmm. And of course, there's so many leagues we could go through that we haven't mentioned: Queen of the Ring, AHAT, UW, fucking Jump Off, Scribble Jam. Like, maybe we'll do another episode where we go through other leagues, because so many.
I mean, like I said, I mean, you brought to my attention the Nigerian league. I didn't know about it. That I would never have thought that they would have. I mean, not to say that they don't have rap over there, but like an actual battle rap culture. That's a dope thing, because it just shows that, I guess all the leagues are inspiring, each other, and, different fans who watch it. They want to have that kind of culture, in their neck of the woods as well. So
yeah,
that's definitely, I mean, a step in the right direction, because, and a lot of people may, question, it's sort of like when you were having that episode with the guy that edits out the one of the things that people might ask is, what is it that keeps you in battle rap? Like, what is it that keeps you invested in it, and that sort of thing? And I think for me, it's a statement of intent, and the fact that every reaction, you have to earn it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really, you deliver that line, and then as soon as you hit that critical, execution of your fourth bar or whichever bar, and have that the exact reaction that you wanted is what you got from everybody. Sort of like when, Shox does that walking man with his fingers, and, talking about the Neil Armstrong thing. Things like that. You know what I mean? And the Craig Lamar whoopsie. You know what I mean? I saw another battler who did imitation of Scorpion, and he's like, pound to the back of the head, standing like Scorpion. I'm like, dude. And that's it. That's it. Like, it paints a picture in your head, even though you're not really seeing it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. No.
That's, and of course, another element of it, of course, is live performance. Because these are the kind of things you could try to record them, but it just wouldn't have the same impact as you. Yeah, I mean, seeing like a Lunacy O'Shea, things like that. I get religious with the shit because I can't allow a whack bar.
Yeah.
I mean, it just the play on words and being able to make it relevant about the situation. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
And another thing about it too is that I feel like it just really, it taps into, like, okay, are you interested in video games? There are battles for you, okay? There are battles for you in that department. Well, you're interested in sitcoms? Again, there are battles for you talking about just that. So that's what I like about it. Even, going into movies, whatever, anything that you can think of, it's been mentioned in battle rap, I'm pretty sure.
That is, for sure. I mean, like, I think on NoCourse, I saw, just going through their battles as we were talking, like, they had a Jewish rap battle that was, like, Jewish themed. So, they've got everything out there. But, Yardman, as always, it's been a pleasure. How do people get at you social media wise, your channels?
Well, as always, I say, the soundcloud.com/WilderMEZ, and then once you look down on the right where you see all the YouTube logos, you click on Yardman for the battle rap stuff. You click above it for my music. I'm going to be putting up new content where I'm actually dropping freestyles and new songs. I'm looking forward to doing it because it's been a while since I've gotten into doing that. And trust me, like, I think you might enjoy it as well. And for people, you know, I like playing, you know, I like being the analyst. I also like being a rapper myself. And that's why I enjoy battle rap as much as I do, you know. Also have a gaming channel under it and social media channel under that as well. So those are the best ways to find me. SoundCloud.com/WilderMEZ, or you can do the same thing with Instagram/WilderMEZ. And, you know, I mean, I accept DMs in both of them. So, you know, I can direct you to the direct URLs from there, or you can just click on any of the logos.
All right, man.
So,
yeah, this has been a pleasure as always to have you on, bro. I want to urge people, I'll put all your links that you just mentioned as well in the description. And please comment below as well. What leagues have we missed? What are some great minor leagues that you love that maybe we should check out? Maybe we can mention in the next episode. Thank you all for listening. You know, we've gone through these 10 leagues. Now, just to quickly recap, we did RBE, Black Ice, NoCourse, iBattle, KOTR, Words of Weapons, Duffy and Leave, UKBL, Shots Fired, and of course, Gift of the Gab. But, yeah, and so obviously subscribe. We've got the Patreon, you know, all that stuff. battlerapresume.com. Yardman, again, been a pleasure, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. I'm glad that I can, again, do this sort of thing. You know, shout out to #BRR and #BRRAFD.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
know? Yeah, so big up yourself again, man. Big up yourself.